Welcome to a new Football Manager 2015 experiment featuring Indonesia. Thank you for all the support on my San Marino experiment, it's much appreciated. Decided not to do a part 4 because I think I'd have had to change so many different things to make them climb up the rankings and give them a chance of winning the World Cup. And that sort of defeated the object of the experiment, where I was just improving the youth system and seeing if they could climb up. So I've moved on to Indonesia. And I may be doing other countries as well. A lot of you have suggested other countries that you'd like me to do. So please hit that like button if you're looking forward to this experiment and if you want me to do other ones in the future as well. So Indonesia, people suggested India because they've got a massive population, but I've decided to choose Indonesia because they've actually got the 4th biggest population in the world. There's also quite a big Football Manager community over in Indonesia. So if there's anyone watching, say hi. I know there's a couple of websites and there's few Twitter accounts dedicated to Football Manager in this great country that is Indonesia. So hopefully this will go down well. They've got a massive population, 237 million people living here, but world ranking wise they're very low. However, football is a very big sport in Indonesia. I think it's their main sport. Not 100% sure about that, but they've got massive followings of the Premier League in particular over there. And on the editor, when I looked, the game importance was already at important, so I've upped that to very important. Other changes I've made, I've improved the youth ranking and that sort of thing. If I just show you, I've increased generated players to the maximum 200, like I did with San Marino. But the key thing is here, they've got a massive population, so they should produce a lot more players. San Marino, we saw 2 world-class players in all those years. 2 proper world-class players in all those years. I think we're going to see a lot more of Indonesia. I'm hoping so anyway. Keeping reputation the same, that screws things over if you alter that. They've got a massive attendance, sort of possible attendance, because their stadium is a lot bigger. Difference is with San Marino, they actually are a developing state, so they'll have less money. The economic factor and FA financial power have left the same. For some reason, years to gain nationality is on -1. I'm not 100% sure what that means. But we'll see. I've kept foreign manager likelihood and FA patience the same, so we're just going to see what happens. Literally all I've done is improved the youth rating of the nation and improved the youth rating of all the teams in the top 2 divisions in Indonesia. I think it's the Super League and there's a Premier League as well in Indonesia. We'll just have a look. So there's so many teams beginning with P. I'd go down well here, wouldn't I? Paul, I'd just fit in there nicely. Surely there's a team called Paul. Considering how many teams are with the letter P, it's crazy. So the Super League, I've improved all the youth. I've maximised it, training and that sort of thing as well, youth recruitment. All the infrastructure of the club I've maxed out for these clubs and also for the Indonesian Premier Division, which is split into four segments, I think, 4 separate sections to it. So they've all got maxed out youth and training facilities. I've also given sugar daddies to all of the Super League teams, meaning we should hopefully see a lot of amazing young players coming through the system. So in this part 1, I'm going to holiday about 10 years, I think, and we'll see how they're getting on, but I'll stop it halfway through and then do another update at the end. But we'll just have a look at the best players in Indonesia currently. This is the best player, regarded as the best player. Windu Hanggoro Putra, who's a centre-back, apparently is their best player. Let's look at some others. Boaz, 28-year-old, 27 caps, 7 goals. Sergio Van Dijk, what a name, 5 caps, 4. He looks quite good actually. And they are 153rd in the world, so they're all the way down with the likes of, let's have a look, they are sandwiched between India, who are 1 place above, and Singapore. So Singapore rivals India, very similar in a way. They've got a massive population and not so good at football. So yeah, let's see if they can climb up the rankings in the next 5 years or so. Wow. It's 2020, I've holidayed 6 years and we've already seen an incredible impact. This has already gone down so much better than the San Marino one already. So the highest they've been, I think, is 37 actually. And that is just incredible. They're up to 37th in the world already. Didn't check who was in charge of Indonesia first of all. But they've got a pretty terrible manager. So perhaps with a better manager, they'd do even better. But let's look at some of the better players in the team now. So 20-year-old Fadil Madakin is their top player. 9 goals in 21 games. Plays for Vitesse as well. Let's look at his attributes. He's got 187 potential ability. That is up with Sergio Aguero in quality. I think he's got 186 current ability on the games. He's going to be a star, he is, this guy. Let's look at some of the others. We've got Eric Rizal playing for Spartak Moscow. 47 goals in 33 games. Wow, that is insane. What a player. 172 potential ability, less than the other guy. But his goals to game ratio is absolutely ridiculous. Moving for 50k from a Premier Division team. He didn't even start at a Super League team in Indonesia. Moved to Arema in the Super League, then moved to Spartak Moscow for 1.6 million, where he's been playing pretty well. 13 goals this season for Spartak Moscow. Probably interested in looking at some of the other players. Carla Ahmed, 26 caps, looks good for a centre back. Very good physicals. Let's look at Ari Sirafudin. Don't know how to pronounce that, sorry. 3 goals in 22 games for Indonesia from defensive midfield, playing for Dnipro. Effendi, still playing in, I think Pohang's in, oh no, he's in South Korea, actually. 10 goals in 16 games for Indonesia. He's another striker, so let's have a quick look at him. 152 current ability, 152 potential ability, sorry. Pretty good player. And there's a guy at Man City, 21-year-old Sonny Bagus, 1 goal in 32 games from midfield for Indonesia. Worth £10 million. Whoops, don't want to start editing. Let's look at him. He's got good potential as well. So they've got some really good players in this team, and we're only in 2020 so far. Looking at the value, I thought we had a £10 million. He mustn't be in the team at the moment. Eric Rizal is the highest valued player. Looking at caps wise, De Roosman, 21. I can't imagine there's any real life players left in the team. Let's look at general info. Who's the oldest player? Maybe Harun at he's a regen as well, but he must have appeared in the game as a 19-year-old because he's already 25. Juanda. What about this guy? No, I think they're all regens already because they've just produced so many good players. It's ridiculous and amazing and brilliant. I like this. Let's look at the top club in Indonesia at the moment. We'll look at the Indonesian League as well, just to see who's been winning it. Some of you may be interested in that. Those of you from the area, from the Asian area, Eastern Asia, Southeast Asia, I guess Indonesia is classified as. So Budianto is the top prospect for the top team currently in Indonesia. He's got good potential. They've produced so many players that this is going to be amazing. Whether they'll win the World Cup, because obviously they do have to compete with the best in the world, and that may take some time. We'll look at their results first to see if they actually are. I assume they're performing well because obviously they've been thrust up the rankings. Let's go back in time then. So 2014, they only lost 1 game against Uzbekistan, won the rest. This is the Southeast Asian Football Championship. They've actually won twice already. They won it in 2014 and why was there 2 tournaments in 2014? That doesn't make any sense. Beat Vietnam in the final in 2014 and then beat Thailand in 2018. Lost in the semi in the one in between against Thailand actually. So they've already won a couple of things since the start. World Cup qualifying, I don't think they got through that group. It doesn't look like it. They would go to the 2016 is. No, that's not the World Cup. It's 2018 is the next World Cup. So we'll see if they took part in that one. 2017 they didn't lose a single game. Beat the likes of India 5-0, Guam 6-0, and the Maldives 6-0 as well. 2018. So this is World Cup year. I'm guessing they didn't qualify because they're not there. But this is the year they won the AFF Championship against Thailand in the final. Then 2019, they got through to the Asian Cup final and lost against Australia. That's really unlucky. So Australia, South Korea, Japan, probably their biggest threats and I suppose Iran, Saudi Arabia, quite good as well. So those are the teams that will be preventing them from reaching World Cups at this stage. Hopefully over time it should become an easy task for them to qualify for the World Cup. A lot easier than San Marino anyway, you would hope. Because San Marino were obviously up against some European giants, some really reliable and historical teams, whereas in Asia it probably should be a bit more of an easier challenge. And this year they've just won a couple games, so it's going really well for them. I'm going to holiday another 5 years, and then we will see. Let's just have a look at the Super League, who's been winning it recently. You can see there on the right hand side. Yeah, holiday another 5 years, and that will be the end of this episode. But it's already going very well. So we're in 2025, and they are 21st in the world. Unlike the San Marino one, where they got to 30th, we thought, oh, this is going to be good now. They're going to go up to the top 10. And the next update, they dropped down to 177th. That's not happened with Indonesia. They've improved. They've gone up to 21st in the world. The highest they have been, in fact, is 11th. And that has happened twice in recent years. So that is amazing. Well done to them. We'll have a look at their recent results in a minute. But look at the players. They're playing for huge teams. Fadil Mutakin is 25 now, playing for Barcelona. And moved for 21 million from Vitesse. Looks a very good player, this guy, in attacking midfield. And then Ari Sierafudin, 59 caps for Indonesia, 5 goals, plays for Bayern Munich, moved for 23 million quite a few years ago now. He's played there for 5 seasons. So these are top class players who really, they're world class. This guy, Mitunhu Wijaya, sorry, I can't pronounce these. I'm doing my best. He's got very good pace and acceleration. Look at that, and some really good technicals too. Let's just have a quick look at him. Whoa, he's reached his 190 current ability already. He must be one of the better players in the world. We'll look at the World Player of the Year in a minute. Maybe we can see on his achievements what he's won. He's won the Champions League with Manchester City. You can see the recent winners there. For those of you interested, we've got a couple players playing for those teams. So they would have picked up a trophy. Has he managed to win? I don't know if we can see if he's won World Player of the Year. Wait, he's won the Asian Football of the Year and European Golden Boy as well. So let's look at Asian Footballer of the Year. Surely they'll all be Indonesians now over the last few years. Let's go back to 2014 and go up, and we'll see some Indonesians creeping in over time, I guess. Not quite yet. There we go, this is the first one. Ribet Effendi in 2019 as a 20-year-old made it into that list. Then we saw another one, Wijaya, who's our Man City guy, I think, at the age of 20. Then Miti, and then Wijaya won it the year after. Then we saw Ari Sierafudin, third on the list. Then Ronald, what a name, Ronald Panjatan, second on the list. I want to look at this guy, just because he's called Ronald. What a player. 21 goals in 57 games for Indonesia. Plays for Anderlecht. And then this year, all three are Indonesians. We've got Fadli Setiadi playing for AC Milan at the age of 23. Has won it. Noor Suendi second and Mitihul Wijaya third. This guy looks insane, and he's not even won a cap for Indonesia yet. What's going on? Born in 2000. That's scary. So he's got... unbelievable. He's world class already, and he's not even won a single Indonesian cap. What is going on there, guys? That is really strange. Let's look at the biggest valued player. It is Wijaya at Man City. Sonny Bagas is still on there. He's still at Man City. Ahmed Fakrudin. He's playing for AC Milan. They've got some ridiculously good players. They really do. Who's the most capped player now? It's Eric Rizal. 101 goals in 79 games for him. What a player. He's not even the best player for Indonesia. He's quite a way off being the best player in terms of current ability, but his goal scoring record is ridiculous. And he's at Leverkusen now, moved for 3.6 million. This is the team of dreams. I mean, they surely are going to win the World Cup at some point on this experiment. I really hope they do. It shows you don't have to change a huge amount though. I've not changed that much. I've changed less than the San Marino thing. But because of their population it really has allowed them to just produce massive amounts of players. We also have the leagues loaded. With San Marino, I would have had to create my own custom league or download one to have it properly loaded. So maybe that's had an impact as well. So let's go back to 2020. That's how they did. World Cup qualifying stage, they would have got through that. Let's go back in. I don't know if we can go back in time, but yeah, they definitely qualified for the World Cup. I know that for a fact because I've already checked. Then they... Oh yes, because there's 2 stages, isn't there? There's the final stage. So they qualified comfortably from that. Lots of big wins in friendlies as well. 9-0 win. Eric Grizzle getting 4 goals in that one, as did Ahmed Fakhruddin. 10-0 win against Brunei. That is ridiculous. Well done. Let's go down. World Cup. So they got through to the second round of the World Cup, which was won by Argentina. You may have just noticed there. So let's look at all the groups, see how they got through. Where are they? They finished top of their group, ahead of Holland. 1-2, lost and drew 1, sorry. They beat Holland, Spain and Chile to go through that group. That is marvellous, considering the teams they had to face. But they did go out in the second round against Mexico, unfortunately. We can't see that fixture. So that's unlucky. They lost 3-2. Imagine if they'd won the first World Cup they'd actually got into. That would have been insane. So Argentina have won the World Cup twice. Let's keep going. I think they've won a couple of more Asian competitions as well. Looking at it, yeah, they won the AFF Championship again. They won it the last 4 times. They won it 5 out of 6. They're just the best team in South Asia, as you'd expect now. And they have managed to win the Asian Cup on penalties against Japan. So they have won the second one of this. Well, actually, South Korea won the first one, then Australia, then Indonesia. So well done on winning the Asian Cup. That's a good achievement. And in the last couple of years, I think they've managed to qualify for the 2026 World Cup, which is about to happen. Well, it's going to happen in a year, isn't it? Obviously. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see how that... Oh no, they haven't. They've still got the final stage to go through, but I think they will qualify. I think they will, because they're too strong now not to qualify. They've got the Confederations Cup coming up because of the winning the Asian Cup, so that could be interesting as well. They'll be pitted against the best teams in the world, like Argentina, Belgium, who I'm guessing won the Euros, looking at that, and Jamaica as well in that. So Sriwijaya FC are still the top team currently in Indonesia, apparently. This is their hot prospect, 17-year-old Sofian Widiantoro. I like that name. Who's got pretty good potential, 174. Oh, this is ridiculous. They are so good. This is the Super League. The last few years we've seen Sriwijaya FC win it 3 times, and then Persiba win it last year, and Arema win it this year, quite comfortably so actually. Let's go down to the Premier League. You can see, oh, there's different sort of things here. So I'm not... Apparently Bali United won that, so I assume they get promoted to the Super League. I don't know how many teams go up and down. 4 in fact go up and down. So there you go. Let's look at the top scorer. Saiful Anang's 13 goals in 21 games for Indonesia. Actually still at an Indonesian team as well. Just going to look at the under-19s in Indonesia, because I'm sure there's some gems here. Although this guy's worth the most. He's 19. I can't imagine he's gonna... He's got okay potential, but I'm pretty sure there'd be better players here. This guy's 17 and he's in this team, so perhaps 171 potential. Certainly a good player there. Sort youngest to oldest. This is the youngest guy. Actually, if we look at some of the other ones, then we might see some real stars. Goalkeeper, 16-year-old goalkeeper. If we go to the under-23 squad, actually no, that's not really. Under-22 squad, they have an under-22 squad as well. How many different squads do they have? It's ridiculous. So that pretty much wraps up this part 1. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please hit that like button if you have done so already. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below as well. And subscribe if you're new, that would be much appreciated. Wow, it's definitely gone to plan, this, and I'm looking forward to part 2, because I think they could certainly challenge for the top 10 in the world and possibly go far in the World Cup, if not win it, because they're just producing so many ridiculously good regens who have amazing world-class potential. So yeah, hit that like button if you're looking forward to part 2. I'll see you then.